I'm Shanti Grumbine from New Paltz, New York. And I've been here since October, and I'll be leaving at the end of December. So for the past 2.5 years, I've been focused on using primarily the New York Times newspaper as both the medium and a source material for my work. And it began with this process of removing information through erasing and excision of the New York Times, sort of revealing this kind of delicate lace structure that sort of mapped the margins of the journalistic information, sort of revealing the structure of the newspaper itself. And that project was called kenosis, which is an ancient Greek word for emptiness, or an emptying. And that project grew out of a personal experience with dealing with the residual symptoms from Lyme, and it was affecting my cognitive and physical capabilities, and it really sort of made me aware of language and how difficult it was for me to translate what I was experiencing into words. And I was also having a hard time with language, with memory and word recall and all of those things. So I think I brought that sort of personal experience into working with the language of the newspaper and sort of projecting that personal experience into a much larger global political discourse. All of my work has sort of grown out of that process, and I always tap back into that process, I think. I was sort of wanting to investigate this idea of the digital and bringing it back into the hand. So throughout my process, I'm always dealing with a concept and bringing it back into my hand to sort of, I feel like when you're involved in a material investigation, your hands sort of ask questions that your mind misses. And so in the process of cutting up those larger prints, I was also creating reliefs by mounting them on the ends of cut dowels. So they became these pieces that sort of jut into space, and the image was scrambled the way that a corrupted file would be scrambled, to talk about corrupted communication systems in government, in society, in religion, dealing with the subject matter that was within the newspaper and usually on the front page. You know, I'm in this huge studio, which is like unreal, and I've never had that experience before. So when I got here, I also brought all of the plastic bags with me from my New York Times subscription. So I knew that was something, you know, like there were these little projects that had kind of been in the back of my mind for maybe 2 years or something, and they were really cheap to ship. So I felt like that would be a fun thing. I'd have a lot of space to sort of spread it out, and it would be something that I could really investigate here. And I knew I wanted to turn them into some kind of commemorative textile, you know, dealing with the dissolution of print media and using this color as sort of, I don't know, that commemorative color of this home subscription that was going to soon no longer be.